Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mina. I'm a pharmacist and real estate investor and I live in Canada. 2020 was my first year in real estate investing and I managed to acquire over 80 plus units. Now, while I'm trying to sound all nonchalant about it, I'm actually really excited and really proud of myself. And I made a couple of videos about projects that went really well and the returns on them. You could check the videos somewhere right up here. However, I didn't mention that I fucked up quite a bit, to be very honest, and you will too as well. Because in the world of real estate investing, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You will mess up, and you need to expect that. However, let's dive into my English Street property. Boom! Okay, let me set the scene for you. This property is a fourplex, meaning 4 units, in London, Ontario, over here in Canada. Me, being a beginner, I was sitting on a beach in Egypt and I was getting frustrated that I don't have any properties because all the properties are having multiple offers, bidding wars, all the jazz that's going on. And to be very honest, I was extremely frustrated because I couldn't get an offer through. People were not taking me seriously because you tell the people, oh, I want to be an investor, I'm going to be great. Nobody believes you because you don't have anything. Number 3, I had no clue what to ask, how to ask, who to talk to, no connections. It was really hard. So I decided to just put in an offer and just get it over with. The asking price for this property was $399,000. I looked at the property, ran the numbers quickly, and I was like, boom, let me offer $420,000 just to make sure I get the deal. And also, I put in a clause that I wanted the property vacant. Why? Because I listened to the podcast. I knew exactly what I was doing. I was feeling really good about myself. However, in the back of my mind, I was kind of emotional. That was not the correct way to start things. I was upset that I went to HSBC. Those idiots. They told me,
"You're only approved for $200,000. You cannot afford any more mortgages."
I don't know why the HSBC folk are British in this particular scenario, but anyways, I digress. Now, let me jump into the crucial mistakes that I made and what I learned from them, and hopefully you can avoid the stupid shit that I did. However, please, maybe leave me a like or a comment or subscribe. YouTube algorithm needs to see that I'm getting some love so they can show my video to other people. I would really appreciate that. Boom, let's go. Boom, offer accepted, got the property. We got this nice yellow brick fourplex over here. I remember very clearly talking to Matt McKeever about this property and he told me, Mina, this is not really as good of a deal as you think it is. It may cause you some headaches, so maybe tread a little carefully here. What did I do? Blocked off that advice because I didn't want to hear it. Well, having heard the advice from some experts, in my mind I was like, yo, hold my beer, watch me do this. I was getting a little too anxious, I was getting a little too excited, and possibly a little cocky with no experience to back it up. Hence, first mistake, not doing enough due diligence. Let me be very clear. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this game, you need to do your due diligence on every property. So this is a very common mistake with most beginners. They would start cherry picking information. They would start looking at things and maybe this information doesn't matter. Maybe this, because you want to move fast. While that's a good sentiment, however, you need to have clear systems in place to avoid this mistake. In my case, let's talk about what happened with English Street. I got caught up in all the hype and I've been listening for a while, so I wanted to apply all that knowledge that I listened to into an actual property. Remember, I asked for vacant possession on this building. I offered over and asked for vacant possession, which I got, which was fantastic. I offered $420,000 for a property that the asking was $399,000. Well, what did I get for that extra $21,000? I asked for vacant possession, so no tenants. And that was something that I got from podcasts and books that said vacant possession is sometimes very beneficial because you're able to turn over the units and get higher market rents and therefore raising the value of the property. I didn't do my proper due diligence because I was really excited. Turns out this property is not actually zoned as a fourplex. So now I don't have a rental license. I cannot even apply for a rental license. Well, how did I find that out, you say? Well, Mina, you found that out because you did due diligence. No, that's not how I found it out. I found it out because my contractor started to do the things that I told him. And what happened is the city came in and stopped him, put a stop order on the building. Anyways, long story short, this unit is sitting there, all of it finished, except for that room where I wanted to be an investor and make it into a 3-bedroom without actually looking into the proper bylaws of the city. Which brings me to mistake number 2. Trust but verify. I trusted this contractor because I'm an idiot. On every single piece of information that I was told, I should always double check on every single piece of information that I'm told to make sure that I'm not doing any mistakes. In this case, there's two parts. If you're gonna invest in a city, try and know the general laws and bylaws of that city. You don't need to know every single nitty-gritty detail. However, you need to know where to find them, and if you have a question, you need to know who to ask. So find that shit out. Number two, with contractors and property managers. You can trust someone from your intuition. You can have a gut feeling about someone. That's cool, but you may be mistaken, which means you can hire quick and trust people. However, you need to fire really quickly if it doesn't work out. Me? I didn't do that. I kept running along. Oh, well, we'll fix it. Oh, we'll fix it. Oh, we'll fix it. And it dragged on for way too long. To hire quick, two pieces of criteria here that we need to pay attention to. Preset expectations. So before you hire, you be very, very clear on exactly what you want, exactly your timelines, and exactly your budget. Number two, have a system in place. Contractors will tell you, well, I don't do it this way, well, I don't do it. It doesn't matter. You need to have a system and they need to abide by your system. If they don't want to, well, that's fantastic. But that means we're not really a good fit, so let's just find someone else. Do you just fire people? Well, no. You already have a preset list of expectations. If they're not met consistently 2 or 3 times in a row, well, it's time to terminate. This is not working out, find someone else. Or else you're just gonna have a massive headache for a very long time. Make the decision, move on. Number 3, and this is one of the main lessons that I learned from this property, is you always have to have Mina is an idiot fund. Well, obviously you replace Mina with your own goddamn name. Don't call it Mina's an idiot when your property, but whatever. In this particular property, I didn't put a lot of space for errors. I thought that I was just like any other investor and I just shouldn't really account for a lot of the errors. But you gotta get over yourself, get over your ego, know that you're a beginner, you will make more mistakes, you will fuck shit up, so have a fund ready for you to screw up. And let me be very clear here. No amount of books, of seminars, of coaching calls, whatever you're gonna do, nothing will replace pure goddamn action. You will never anticipate every single mistake. So get your basic knowledge and just move.
Do it! Just do it!
Now comes the question. Well, this doesn't look like a very good deal. Like, real estate is actually scary. I agree. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You will have issues. In this case, since January 2020, and we're in March 2021, a year and 3 months, this unit remained vacant and I can't do anything with it. And I've had a massive headache with the city, I've had a massive headache with the heritage department, with the contractor, with the property manager. It wasn't a fun process at all. However, let's look at the big picture. And also, just for giggles, while all of this was happening, the property next to me had some cars. Boom, there were cars, they exploded, they fucked up my siding, they screwed up my windows, they screwed up my fence. And I was like, oh, of course there's a fire. So you can imagine the mental state and the stress that comes with these things. However, thankfully, I applied something that I normally do, which is outwork and outrun your problem. I didn't stop and dwell on it. I actually was purchasing more and more. While learning from that mistake while it was going on, I made sure that I had other things to pay for that mistake. And I ended up with 80 plus units.
Well, Mina, that one actually cost you a lot of money because you're a blah, blah, blah.
Well, I understand. However, let's look at the numbers. That unit is not rented, so that gets me 0. The 3 other units, I have a bachelor for $900, I have a 1-bed for $1,225, and I have a basement apartment which I pivoted and turned into an Airbnb, and it gets me around $1,500 to $1,600 a month. So this total of $3,700 covers all my mortgage, all my expenses. Am I profiting? Very minimally, but I learned a valuable lesson. And I met a great friend and now partner, James Fernandez, who helped me turn this shitty little basement into a beautiful Airbnb, which is cash flowing quite nicely. Now in real estate, speed is truly a cure. You need to be able to pivot fast and learn fast from your mistakes. I was really lucky because the market wiped out all my mistakes. During that year, the property values shot up about 25%, so that wiped out any idiotic mistake I made. However, you cannot always bank on being that lucky. But on the other hand, go do some shit. Okay, just go look at more properties, keep looking at properties, keep analyzing, keep making mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes anyways, you're gonna have a shitty deal. Might as well go get that shitty deal out of the way and then get into your better deals. So do I regret this deal? Absolutely not. Looking back, would I redo it in any other way? Absolutely not. That deal got my brain rewired, taught me how to hire, how to systemize, how to do certain things in a proper way, even though it's still sitting there. Every time I look at it, I'm like, yes, I know you fucked up, but I beat you and I still am making money. Anyways, I really hope you left me a like or a subscribe. Okay, cool. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I like to get back to every single comment, even though there's sometimes only 2, but it is what it is. See you in the next video.